This is the craziest thing, and I totally didn't expect to see it, but the peach tree's got little peaches on it. Hey friends, before I did this unboxing, which everything's already unboxed, so don't get your hopes up that you're going to see a knife injury today. But before I did this video, I looked at my channel and I have 37 Fracassi related videos. And I think that only includes the videos where I have Fracassi in the title. So there's a lot more content. It doesn't even include the lives wherein I talk to and about Fracassi all the time. So let me just say, Fracassi's a big part of the channel. I've already used Fracassi Feast as a thumbnail line, so I can't even use that again. And there are a few videos where I unbox multiple books. So really there's no new angle here. I'm doing a Fracassi haul, which seems to happen quite a bit. Anyway, you're here now, so might as well show you. First up, I got a couple of things direct from the man himself. And if you didn't know this, then obviously you haven't seen any of my 37 videos. But you can buy directly from Philip Fracassi, and I highly recommend you do, because then you get signatures, you might get inscriptions, you can personalize it a little bit, and all the money, of course, goes to the author. So I like that part of it a great deal. In the description of this video, you're going to see a link, I'm sure, to the Alter publishing site. Now, Alter is Philip Fracassi's own imprint. That's his own publishing company. I mean, can I call it? I don't know if I can escalate it to that, because he's only publishing his own titles. But that'd be interesting if he publishes other authors. But there it is, Alter Publishing. Now you may be thinking, golly, Jeff, that book sure do look familiar. Have you sure? Are you sure you've not shown it to me before? You may be thinking of this one. It is the Zagava edition. This is the paperback. I bought it from Zeissing's out in California, and I got it signed. They were selling some signed ones. I don't know if Zeissing's has any more, but good news, boop, you can get the one from Alter right now, and it looks exactly. And that's the one nice thing about Zagava. Well, among many nice things about Zagava, but one big nice thing is that he allowed Philip to take the formatting and all the stuff that went into building Don't Let Them Get You Down and publish it himself. So I have both editions, because this is one of the best books I've ever read. Maybe not for everyone, because it deals with a lot of depression and mental health issues. But in that regard, I think it is for everyone. Regardless, like all great books, it's great. There you go. That's its own little line right there. So this is the Alter one, and this is, again, the same formatting and everything. I don't know why I'm saying formatting like that, but I did. And I also got it signed and inscribed from Philip. Again, one of those books that really hits home and means something personal to me. To get that inscription from Philip meant a tremendous lot. And it's one that I like looking at multiples of on my shelf. I don't have the Roman numeral. Did he do a Roman numeral? I think he did. But I don't have the lettered, Zagava lettered. And I have the Zagava numbered paperback, and now the Alter paperback. I used to have an ARC, but I sent that to a publisher who I thought might really love the book. Even though it was published by Zagava, perhaps this other publisher may be interested in the book. Although I will say, I think personally this other publisher would connect with the book. That's most of the reason why I sent it along to him. Anyway, so that's the first thing. The other thing I got from Philip Fracassi direct is the Shallow and Strangers arc from Levidian. Oh my God, if you are on Philip's Patreon at a certain level, I think Sabbath I don't think there are any openings currently. I think the housing in Sabbath is all taken up. But you can also buy, he was selling these direct on his website. So again, it is A Child Alone with Strangers, signed and inscribed. You know, like I said at the beginning of this video, there were 37 videos on my YouTube channel, on this channel, not including the lives and other places where Philip emerges. But the evidence of that is not just the number of videos, but also my shelf space has been just eaten up by Philip Fracassi. It was half a shelf, then it was a full shelf. Now it's a shelf and a half, and there's no end in sight. So I have an organizational hazard of collecting Philip Fracassi because it can grow really, really fast. So this is amazing. I've not read my Levidian edition of Child Alone with Strangers. I read the trade. If you've not read it, you'll love it. I mean, I don't see how you can't like Child Alone with Strangers. So many great things about that book. Then up next is something you could get right now from just about, well, I think you have to go to Lethe Press to get this. This is the new collection. This is my next book club book, No One Is Safe by Philip Fracassi. If you bought it direct from Lethe initially, the pre-order, you got a signed book plate. I think you can buy a signed book plate at the Altar shop. So that's another reason you could check out that link. I can't wait to read it. I'm going to be reading it with a group on my Patreon. So we get to talk about it and pick out what stories we liked, what we thought was the best story, and it's only going to be positive. And not because I'm mandating that, but because it's a Philip Fracassi collection. And shit, I don't think the guy's written a stinker anywhere. Guaranteed enjoyment right here. And then, yes, I was saving the best thing for last. After I interviewed Francois Vaillancourt, Court? I don't know why I did Court. After I interviewed Francois, he told me he would love to do a remark for me. So I sent him Child Alone with Strangers. What's in here is amazing. I just got it back. I mean, the guy's so busy. He does incredible work. He's got stuff going on all the time. And he was able to get this book back to me. The turnaround on this was sick. I couldn't believe this went from Tennessee to Canada and back. And when it came back glorious. I still have the vellum in here that he sent with it. I haven't taken it out yet. But I already unboxed this because it's just like there's no way I was going to be able to wait. He sent me pictures of the process of the remark, and I was just itching to get it out and look at it in person. So rest assured, the box was shipped with care, packed really well, did a stellar job. This is a Child Alone with Strangers without the dust jacket. I unboxed it here on this channel, one of the 37. And so he drew, a remark, he drew it directly in the book. Here it is. It looks a little foggy because there's the vellum, and bam, so there it is. If you've not read the book, I'm not going to tell you what you're looking at. Obviously, I wouldn't show this to you if I thought it was spoiling anything ahead of time, because this is vague. You don't know what this is. Do you know what it is? And there's his signature, Francois, right there. Another fun fact is that when you buy from Francois Direct, you'll get another Francois signature on the custom slip. But there it is. So if you think that's awesome, it is. Look at that. I mean, you can't look at that's amazing. But what makes it even more amazing is it comes over onto the side. So the art goes over the page edge, and you see, and you see. Look at that. It's the same sort of thing he did for Gone South. I shared it in my interview with him from one of the great collectors out there. Got an alligator with the tail that bends over the edge. And this is the same sort of thing where you get that 3-dimension. The shadowing, the texture, everything is just, I was blown away when I saw the pictures. And then when I saw it in person, I was blown away again. This instantly puts my copy of A Child Alone with Strangers near the top of my collection, and I have some really impressive books back here. If I do say so, it's not a humble brag or a flex or anything like that. I'm just saying that there are some books on this shelf that I will walk back into fire to get, and now this is among them near the top. I know that the number here says this is 555 out of 750 copies, but really this is one of a kind now. And if you want to have that same sort of glee, then you need to reach out to Francois, hit him up on the Facebook, reach out to me if you have trouble getting a hold of him, and I could probably connect you with him. Guy's insanely talented. The only problem with getting the remark, this is one drawback, I will say. The only problem with getting Francois to do a remark in your book is that you're then going to be taking the book off the shelf a lot more. So there's going to be a problem with shelf wear as you reach back onto that shelf to keep taking the book off to look at that remark and going, I didn't just dream that? And then you close it back up and put it on, and then over time you're like, I really need to remember what was that? What did that look like? And then you go take it out again. So that's the problem, I think. You're going to get more shelf wear on your book because you're not going to be able to leave it alone. But if you can live with that, then I recommend getting one. Every time I see a Francois Vaillancourt remark, I instantly get pissed off that I don't have that in my book. I'm glad I got to share it with you. I'm sure I'm going to share it on the socials and encourage you, if you're thinking about it, to get at least one book done by him. Pick your favorite. I actually sent Francois a list of the books I own with his art in it and told him, you pick which one you want to do. Because in our interview, he talked about being exhausted, visually exhausted. Like, how many more remarks or illustrations can I do for a book when I've, for example, 11/22/63, he did 35 drawings in that book. But then he did 35 remarks for that book, and that was offered through PS Publishing. So that's 70 illustrations he did for 11/22/63. If somebody hits him up and says, I want an additional remark into my copy, he's really reaching to get, what did he not capture already? What has not been a pivotal moment or a pivotal image that he could include as a remark? So when he talked about that sort of visual exhaustion, I'm like, well, I'll offer him the books that he could do and see if there's any of these titles that he has like, oh, I got the perfect idea. And he immediately said, I got the perfect thing for Child Alone with Strangers. I know exactly what I want to do. And so he picked that book, and I put it at the top of the list because it's the one I wanted. So I was thrilled when he picked that title to do. And he nailed it. It was just incredible. So anyway, check out the links in the description if you're of a mind to get it done. Remember, there's the Alter Publishing website, and there's Francois to get your remarks. And those are just a couple of the infinite ways you can have some amazing titles on your shelves, just like Beef Daddy. That's it for now. Thank you for joining me this time. Hope to see you again next time. And in the meantime, stay frosty.